Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
Yesterday afternoon, Jeremy Kauffman from Library was on Liz Clayman's show on Fox Business. Watch this.
Well, the Securities and Exchange Commission's claim that crypto firm Ripple's token XRP is an unregistered security has riveted the industry. But it's not the only firm that's battling regulators. Media company Library, whose app runs on the blockchain, is also locked in a battle with the SEC. The firm operates a decentralized video sharing platform. It's called Odyssey. Joining me now is Jeremy Kauffman. He's the CEO of Library. And Jeremy, you believe your case with the SEC could potentially set an even bigger precedent for the crypto industry, more so than Ripple's. Tell us why.
Absolutely. Well, first, our case is almost certainly going to be decided before Ripple's case. And the facts of our case are no different than tens of thousands of other blockchain companies and blockchain tokens. And in our case, we didn't even do an ICO. So there's really no facts in this case that are different from any number of blockchain tokens. If Library is a security, then Ethereum is a security. So I think anyone who cares about the blockchain industry in the United States needs to be paying attention to this case, because if we lose, I think the entire industry is severely damaged in the U.S.
And the SEC seems to be really focusing on that word security in particular, because you sold the coin. It was about 6.2 million, and you used that for operating expenses. Is that their beef with you, or is it because they want to? They're saying that you need to classify what you're selling, the Library coin, differently? Please explain that.
Well, let's be clear. If you have to register as a token as a security, you don't have a blockchain token. Okay, that means there's no ability for people to freely exchange it. It means I couldn't send you some without going through some special broker, right? It means I can't send you 5 cents without going to a special broker. It kills the entire thing. Mm-hmm. And what we've done is no different than Ripple. In fact, I love Ripple, but I think we've done things even less than what they did in terms of what they're accusing. And let's not act like there are rules here. The SEC is completely making this up as they go. They're taking a law from the 1940s that says nothing about blockchain, that doesn't apply in these circumstances whatsoever. This is a case in which there's no victim, there's no fraud, no one went to the SEC and said, hey, these guys did something wrong to me. And what they're doing is they're collecting all the facts, they're using all of their subpoena power. We spent millions of dollars giving them information over 4 years. And then, just like, someone throws the dart and then draws the bullseye around it, that's what they're doing. They're saying, oh, well, this set of facts makes it a security. They can do this to absolutely anyone, and there's no facts that they've discovered that would be different from tens of thousands of other companies and tokens.
Well, and I know that, and you've said that you have offered to pay back the SEC to get them off your back. You've offered to dissolve the company. Some extreme offers made to the SEC. They keep saying no. But you did give a deposition in the case yesterday. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I can tell you that the SEC is terrified of providing any standard that a company can meet in terms of the creation of a token. That's what they don't want to do. And this is an industry, the blockchain industry has been around for over 12 years. Everyone is scrutinizing one speech given 3 years ago that the SEC insists isn't even official. And this is insane. It's out of a Kafka novel that we as entrepreneurs have to guess what the rules are And if you go in and you ask the government, I mean, I asked them again in the deposition, I say, hey guys, can you tell me anything? Can you give me any positive statements as to how a blockchain company can follow the U.S. law and have the same standard as Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yeah.
They say, no, we can't tell you.
Understood.
And it's just an insane world. I mean, the deposition was boring. My lawyer said it's like watching paint dry. Okay, because there's nothing exciting.
Most of them are, boring. Jeremy. Most of them are. We're about out of time.
Okay, I love this guy. This guy's on fire, but here's the dirty little secret, folks. The dirty little secret. I've been saying it for a year now. The Bitcoin and Ethereum, there was a reason that they wanted to get them out from under security laws. Once they did, they could go after everything else if it wasn't built on Ethereum. This was to create a monopoly with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's why they won't tell anybody like this gentleman anything about how you can, because you can't. You can't get out from under the securities laws because that's the way they designed it. This was designed to create a monopoly. And I don't think that everybody that was in that room before leading up to the Bill Hinman speech, I don't think everybody realized what they were doing. I don't think the Nancy Wotoses of the world realized what they were really up to. I think there was a handful of them that knew exactly what they were up to, but it was to give Bitcoin and Ethereum a monopoly. That's why you had this concerted effort all the way from New York to San Francisco to Bitcoin, Ethereum. This is all intentional. And that's what now, like I said, I love this guy. I love anybody who's fighting for what's right and wrong. That's my guy. And this guy is a man on fire. Remember I love the movie I think it's called Man on Fire, Denzel Washington. Well, we need more of those kind of men. We need men on fire because there's a lot of things. We need women on fire. There are a lot of things in this country and in our world right now that people ought to be downright pissed off about for the future of their children because things are being run in a corrupt manner, and someone has to stand up. And it's not going to be any one person. It's got to be thousands of us that stand up to put a stop to all of this corruption. It's time that someone did something about it. Now, but like I said, this guy, you can tell he's one of the heroes standing up. And this guy's saying, wow, no holding back, Jeremy. LBRY and Ripple have held SEC up for a year with strong resistance. He says 4 years, actually. We've been dealing with an investigation for 4 years. They opened the case only shortly before statute of limitations would apply on our first token sales. Then he says this. I mean, this guy's awesome. The SEC are cowards. Intellectual cowards, spiritual cowards, emotional cowards. One of the most important industries in the U.S. is being crushed by hall monitor eunuchs. I think I said that word right. Now, words mean things. You know that if you listen to this channel. And he specifically used the word eunuch. Let's look at the word eunuch. Is a man who has been castrated. Eunuchs would usually be servants or slaves who had been castrated to make them reliable servants of a royal court where physical access to the ruler could wield great influence. Seemingly lowly domestic functions such as making the ruler's bed, bathing him, cutting his hair, carrying him in his litter, or even relaying messages could in theory give a eunuch the ruler's ear and impart de facto power on the formerly humble but trusted servant. Wow. I like when people use specific words, I like to look them up, because there's all kinds of things you can find out. But apparently this Jeremy Kaufman is no dummy. Okay, now one thing that you have to understand with what all's going on is there are certain companies and certain groups that are very close to power in this situation. One of them is Grayscale. Now, remember, Grayscale has all of these trusts, and they're putting together all of these trusts to put out to, and in order to do that, they've got to work with the SEC. So when you, in the midst of all of this, knowing that this was all intentional, in the midst of all of this, and I believe that at some point the plan here is to neuter 99% of crypto. But we knew that was going to happen. I think that this all might be their method. 99%, even Brad Garlinghouse said it a long time ago, 99% will go to zero. No utility, it will go to zero. Pay attention to what, remember, these Grayscales and all these, the Coinbases and all these companies, if they weren't on notice before, they're on notice now. You don't do anything with any digital asset unless you are sure that the SEC is not going to come after you when you list these things or do anything with them. So when this was like from a couple of days ago, so when Grayscale announces right in the midst of all this SEC crackdown and everything that they've just created the Grayscale smart contract platform X Ethereum fund. I even like that, X Ethereum fund. That as in post Ethereum fund. This is their different smart contract holdings. They've added Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, Polkadot, Polygon, Algorand, Stellar. Okay? When you see that, pay attention, folks. To me, this is just Grayscale telling you which ones you can hold. To me. Alright. Gary Gensler had tweeted this out yesterday. Curious how your money can grow over time. And John Deaton says, curious how your crypto can be wiped out. Just wait for the next overreaching enforcement action filed by the SEC. Great. Now, speaking of Slim Shady, venture capitalist Katie Haun, who has left Andreessen Horowitz in December, has raised $1.5 billion across two funds for her new firm, Haun Ventures. And John Deaton made the perfect comment and said, Katie has come a long way since signing the Ripple FinCEN settlement on behalf of the DOJ in 2015. We all know about Katie Haun's crypto past on this channel. In fact, she's blocked me. I can't see anything she says because she apparently did not like the timeline that is not in dispute. You know, remember those facts that are not in dispute about the Ethereum free pass and all that? She must not like it. Now, Stefan Huber, yesterday, Digital Perspectives had brought up the CFTC and what is their involvement in all this. They seem to not be being held accountable at all. And Stefan Huber brought to my attention that he had covered this way back when. Check this out. This is October 26, 2021. Consensus urged the Commission to consider further distinguishing mainstream virtual currencies used as a medium of exchange generally from other types of virtual currencies. And then he had this part down here. Consensus is all up in some CFTC is what I'm gathering here, folks. Now, we know that consensus, remember the Brooklyn project, that is what was a part, that was Consensus's project, which eventually was part of what became the Ethereum Free Pass back in 2018. Well, many of you may or may not remember, this is the video I found from Charles Gasparino from May 2018. Listen to what they said. I want to refresh everybody's memory. It wasn't just the SEC involved in that.
NASDAQ, and it's created by two, I would say, industry leaders, a guy named Joe Rubin, Andrew Keys. They were part of something known as Ethereum and Consensus. These are big cryptocurrency blockchain companies. They are working on this through this thing known as the Brooklyn Project. They have a lot of sources and friends on Wall Street. This, to me, will be the way that cryptocurrency and blockchain, the technology, gets beyond the sewage rationale. They are going to lead the effort to essentially systematize and rationalize and create a consumer protection organization with blockchain and cryptocurrency, and this is the key thing, because they are working from what I understand with the SEC, the CFTC on this, a self-regulatory organization, which would...
Alright, so, that, to me, and this is what I wrote here, they were involved. They're now claiming, now think about this for a minute. So the SEC won't tell you if Ethereum's a security or a commodity or whatever, but this guy was in front of Congress not more than a few months ago, Ralston Benham, and he says very specifically that Ethereum was a commodity. Well, if that's the case, then Joseph Lubin and his help disguising whale purchases, that comes under the CFTC.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.